Good morning. Couple things real quick. There's a good video on YouTube called Out of the Shadows. It's got Liz Crokin in it. I've talked about her before. You might want to check that out. Excellent. It's about an hour, a little over an hour. It's probably stuff that you guys already know, a lot of it, but it was good the way they put it together. Had a different angle than they talked more about the not a ton about it, but they did talk about the satanic elite and pedophilia and how they use that, you know, how they use the kids and things like that in their rituals. And it was pretty interesting. Like I said, it wasn't anything I didn't know, but it was worth watching. It's good to give it to your friends who maybe don't know this stuff, so people can start getting an idea, start waking up a little bit. Um, there was one other thing. It was interesting because in this movie, Out of the Shadows, the they showed Maria Abramovich, and she was basically first exposed when they came out with the Pizzagate stuff. She's friends with Podesta. She's friends with all the elites, and they had big parties where people would sit at tables and eat pieces of cake. They'd eat basically they had whole cakes that looked like human beings. So it was like a human body, naked human body, and they would cut out pieces of the cake and give it to people. It was like a big party. You can see pictures of it on thing. So that's like, that's how they get their jollies, right? They pretend like they're eating people because they really are eating people, right? Even if they don't physically eat them, they're eating them psychically. They're psychically feeding off of people. And so that's good that that's being exposed. But anyway, she came out with a video for Microsoft. So Microsoft did a commercial, and in the commercial is Maria Abramovich. Bill Gates of Microsoft, the founder, he has been pushing all the vaccination stuff. That stuff's being exposed. His connection to vaccinations, his connections to um, this New World Order, cabal, Agenda 21, whatever you want to call it, he has a connection to that. Well, a lot of his stuff's coming out on the internet. So it's interesting that Microsoft would pick this time to push out a known Satanist when you've got all this exposure happening. And you have to question, why would they do that? I mean, that just seems crazy. I mean, it just seems crazy that they would expose themselves like that. But one thing they talk about in Out of the Shadows is these Satanists have to tell us what they are. It's part of their credo or part of their religion is they have to tell us. They have to tell what they are. That's why you see all the symbols all the time. You see the symbols in movies. The Disney movies are full of symbols. They're full of pedophile symbology. You see these symbols all over the place, and they'll get tattoos of them. They'll do the triangle. They'll do all that stuff. They're showing us they're showing us who their master is. They have to. It's part of their thing, right? And so it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. It's like everything's getting laid out on the table right now with this COVID. Um, People are stuck in their homes. They're watching a lot of videos. A lot of people are turning on to a lot of the conspiracy stuff, getting red pilled, I guess you could call it. And it's really interesting time. So I um, I worked this weekend. It was pretty slow at work. A lot of the we still get a couple. There's very few though. I mean, it's emptying out. So it'll be interesting to see. I think within the next week, we might just be down to none. Um, I think we had one positive come in yesterday though. So it just depends on how sick people are. If they have to be admitted and go on the ventilator, of course, they'll be there for a long time. But um, it's dying out quick. So I'm thinking this week they're going to open things back up. A lot in Texas. The Texas governor Abbott was saying that they're going to start opening things up. I don't think the kids will go back to school, but I think they will open up the state in terms of commerce and let people get back to their lives. There's risk involved in living. You can slip on a banana peel at the grocery store and kill yourself. I mean, we have to live. And one thing that Cabal does is they put us in a fear mode so they can control us. And you can see one thing that has come out of this is you see a lot of you can see where they had a lot of these controls in place, and they were just waiting for an opportunity to exercise those controls. One example was, I guess they had a church service in a parking lot, and these Smoky Bear cops, the state troopers went around and wrote down everybody's license plates and gave them tickets. And I mean, it's obscene, right? I mean, they should be able to sit in their cars as social distancing. I mean, they're following the rules, but the state has to push it. They're testing the waters, right? They're testing. And like I said, there were two timelines playing out here. I already made a video about it. I won't go into it, but you got to know where you stand, right? Which timeline are you on? Are you on you on this one, or are you on this one? Are you gonna, where are you gonna be when these cross? You're gonna be at the higher timeline or the lower timeline? And following the spiritual path and practicing non-attachment and really becoming the light that we're supposed to be. It's just allowing that to happen. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything special. All we have to do is just allow that to come through. And we're blessed. We're blessed to be able to do that. We're in a very, very special position, you know. And sometimes it might feel like we're not even doing anything, but you're still in a support position. You may not be in the, front lines, sword fighting with demons, but you're at a very high elevated position in terms of bringing in this light energy, providing a conduit for godly energy through our own heart. I mean, that's the purpose of this thing, right? Open our hearts, make us a clearer channel of this godly energy so this godly energy can pour through us and do what it needs to do. Surrender to that. I mean, it's the whole ball of wax. I mean, this is what it's all about. I believe that's what we're here for. I don't think we're here for any other reason. I mean, it doesn't mean, and again, why I love Sahaj Mark so much is the practicality of it. And with that practicality comes humility. In order to be the foundation, you got to be willing to have things stacked on top of you. And that's kind of where we're at. We're the foundation. We're the cornerstones of this light energy coming in. And it's a very beautiful, very magnificent, humbling thing. I was thinking about, the majesty of God, and you hear about these people that have near-death experiences, and there's just a choir of angels, and their only job is to sing praise to God. I mean, think about that. Think about that. Something so magnificent that your whole being is just about singing praise to that entity. I mean, it's amazing, right? I mean, think about like going to a rock concert and seeing your favorite band, right? Yeah, it's fun, you're up there cheering, but after a while you'd get, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go home. But these angels are in this state of worship, all like just constant worship. It's amazing. I mean, that's like their job, but it's a job that they would never trade for anything else, right? I mean, they're just completely um, fixated on that source energy. And I believe that's why we can't have, we think we want to have this direct connection to God open up all the way, but I don't know if we'd be able to function in the world. I don't know. I think when you get to higher levels, that part of the integration of this, it takes time so that we can still perform our worldly duties and have that connection to God. And that's why the Sahaj Marg path is so nice, because it gently opens that up to us. It gently brings us this purifying quality. And that's why you'll see things start to become revealed to you. You'll start to have memories of things you totally forgot about, or you'll have stuff come up, and it's just to help you. It's gently, in the most gentle way, helping you process these samskaras and get them out of your system so that you can move on. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day.